Hey y'all, we're out here. I'm on Lake Mitchell down on Coosa River down in central Alabama, and I'm out here looking for brush piles. It's hot, July, fish aren't biting very good, and you know the ones that are biting, they're deep, and most of them, you know, they're relating to structure and cover out deep, and you know, brush piles are the deal. You know, before we get started, I do want to talk a little bit about that, as in the best brush piles are on good structure. You can't just throw a brush pile out in the middle of the lake and expect there to be fish on it. It just don't work like that. You got to put a brush pile on a spot where fish actually live close by. So, you know, for me, that's a point. Points are always great. Something by a ditch. Humps out in the middle of the lake are awesome. You know, somewhere on a ledge, somewhere by a drop. Those are always the best spots to catch fish, and they're also always the best brush piles. I'll go over here with y'all how I graph this stuff, how I find these brush piles, and let's see if we can find one. I'm this spot right here, I've never been to it a day in my life, but I can just tell by looking at it, somebody's put a brush pile here. You know, how I graph these things are either I run the top of the hump, the side of the hump, and the back side of the hump. 3 different ways. I'm not all zigzagging back and forth across. It's all in a straight line to me. I'm trying to, you know, cut across this point here, and then we're going to roll around the back side. And if there's nothing on the edge of this point, then I'm going to come across the middle. And if there's nothing there, we're going to leave. That's you know, that's where they're going to be sitting. So it's a pretty simple deal. I run on here 1 unit. I'm running a full side image. On this unit over here, I've got my map and my down view. Again, I'm drawing circles around this. I've got a feeling that if this brush pile is not going to be on the edge of this hump right here, then it's going to be on the very top. That's where people put them, and you know, that's where the fish like them at. Brush pile is no good if the fish doesn't want to be there. So let's idle around right here and see what we can find. I've got a feeling that as soon as I get to this point right here, you know, there's probably going to be a pile on it. Maybe not. If not, we'll shut her down and head on to the next spot. But again, you know, you see here, I'm idling straight lines. I'm not zigzagging. I don't need to. I've got a side image here, and if there's something over there, I'm going to see it. So, and I've got my down view here, really looking for, you know, real small, minute brush piles, because a real small brush pile is not going to, you know, it's not going to show up on your side image out there. It's not going to do it. You got to think of what 12 inches is actually showing down there on a 50-foot range. It's what you're looking at is very small. All right, there's nothing on the point, so we're gonna go straight up. Nope, there it is right there. There's a piece of a brush pile right there. See, I see fish laying on the bottom too. Those little dots right there, there's some brush right there, but those right there are fish. Chances are they're spotted bass where it's sitting. All right, so now I caught the side of a brush pile, and I can actually see it over here on my side image. I can see it laying off to the side here. So we're gonna spin around, see what we see here. Again, when I'm looking roughly with my Garmin units, well, 1 second. There it is. There's the brush pile right there. You see the fish, boom, 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 brush, 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 more fish. I'm gonna scroll over to it there. I'm gonna mark it. Look at there. Just found a new fishing hole on a lake I've been fishing my whole life. So there it is. There's the fish. There's the brush. Again, perfect spot on a point. It's you know, it's pretty simple. That's where the fish want to be. That's where that's going to be a good brush pile. There's no doubt. I see bass laying all in it. I see them suspended in it as well. Scroll over it one more time here. Came up good on the side image over here as well. See though just how close I had to get to that thing to see it. Everybody thinks you can zoom your side image out to 200 feet and see a brush pile out here, and all honesty, you're never going to see that brush pile. It would have to be the size of, I don't know, a house to see it zoomed out that far. You really got to zoom in your side image to see these as well. I like to run mine anywhere between 50 and 70 foot. But I'm, again, I know that where I'm looking here, as far as just graphing, I know that I'm gonna run right over the top of that pile on my down view, and I never even have to worry about the side image. You get to run around, and you find, there it is, just beautiful. See, I caught the side of it. Look how big that thing is. Look at all the fish in it. Somebody spent their time there. You see how blown up that is as well? That is a fresh green brush pile. Scroll down there. Gonna mark it. We're ready to fish it. It's gonna be on my map there, and we're probably gonna catch a fish out of that one. But again, it's it's a real simple deal. You look for the obvious. They're going to be on the obvious. They're going to be on usually they're sitting on the break or the very top of the humps or the points. It's going to be one or the other. All right, so another question. It's going to be hard to show y'all on here. I can tell you though, and you'll get it. What I'm looking for here, I found my brush pile, and I'm actually going to go past it here now. I'm going to run out about 100 yards from my brush pile. I'm looking for some kind of landmark. What's going to be the best way to line up on this pile? It's probably going to be somewhere on that mountain behind me. But what I want to do here now, here's the thing. Here's how you get consistent on hitting this brush pile every time. Alright, so now, I don't know, I'm roughly 70 yards from the brush pile. This is an easy one. I wish I could show y'all, but I can't. Oh man. Anyway, so now I'm going to point this line right on this pile. But what I'm doing here is looking up the land, looking for a point. And there's actually an old laydown and a real tall pine tree right on top of that mountain. And I know now, easing up to this, that as long as I keep those two spots in line right there, I'm going to hit this pile every time. Another thing is distance. A lot of people get lost on the distance of their pile, and the only thing I can recommend on that, see, I've done this a lot, so I'm used to it, but the only thing that I can recommend to you on that, to get used to looking at your electronics and how far the boat is to the waypoint there, is to actually put out a little buoy. It does take up time, but if you're not in a tournament, it doesn't matter. You're just you're there fun fishing, and it doesn't matter if you waste time. But that's the one thing you can do, is put out a buoy until you get comfortable with how far away you're sitting from the boat from the brush pile. That's a big deal as well as you don't have to worry about lining up on it. But if you're fishing tournaments, you want to be quick and effective on these things. 10 cast and go. I go through my rotation, which I'll show y'all here shortly, and I'm on to the next brush pile. But a buoy's a good deal as far as just getting lined up on it as well, and getting the distance from it. Also, you can invest in Garmin Panoptix, and that's, of course, that's what I do now. That really helps me. Now I can just turn the trolling motor and say, hey, it's right there, and I hit it every single time. But we'll ease on around the lake here and try to find a few more piles, and you know, probably catch a fish off of one here shortly. All right, guys, I just pulled up on another structure spot out here, and what I'm saying is, you know, it's a long running point. You got the channel swinging right into it. It's just it's a real obvious no-brainer summertime structure spot. There's fish here. I've never fished a day in my life, but I promise you there's fish living on this point, and we're gonna look together. Chances are there's a brush pile laying there somewhere. Again, you see, I'm running the brake line right now. That's where this, you know, the brush pile, chances are, is going to be. That's just the best place for them. That's where people put them. It's either going to be on that brake line or dead top of this point. But coming on up here, probably sometime right now, we're going to run into a brush pile. There's an old one there. You can see the old ones, they just look like little sticks. All the green brush is gone off of them, so they're, you know, they just don't blow up anymore. They're a good green one, man. I mean, it really blow up. Well, here we come right here. You see how thick that is in there? See, first of all, there's fish. Goodness gracious, there's fish all in there. You can see the tree right there, but you see how, I mean, that's leaves. That's a green brush pile, and there's just a gobload of fish laying. All those dots right there are fish. They are absolutely loaded in that one. I'm going to take my courser right here, scroll her down. We'll come back and catch one right here in a little bit. That right there is like I said, though, that's a no-brainer spot, and just, it's pretty obvious. Long running point, channel swinging right into it. That's where you're supposed to put them at. You can see it's right on the brake line there, right on the side. See, it drops off quick, 40 foot deep right there. That's a big time fish holding spot for this time of the year. You see the water temp up there, 96. Can you say it's July? And those fish are just all in it. Bait, bass, everything, everywhere right there. It's crazy. Look at all the bait. All that's well, that's leaves, but that's fish. See those suspended high up? I'm going to show you all my, you know, my bait selection here in a minute, how I'll actually go about attacking this brush pile. Again, I'm running 4 miles an hour. Five. I usually like to run about 5, cover a little more water a little quicker, but that's it. There we go. We found another one.